Hello everybody. Thought I'd do a video on some of my larch bonsai today. I'll start off with a quick follow-up with this tree that I created from a starter tree back in the spring. It hasn't enjoyed, I don't think, some of the hot weather and windy weather that we've had. Started to sulk a little bit in some of these lower branches. I had a couple of lower branches actually die off, but it's settled itself in the pot quite nicely now, and it's starting to shoot out here at the top, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to give you a close enough image that you can see within these little whorls of frankly not that healthy looking needles, new shoots, new little buds coming. See it more clearly in some of these. So the tree is rooted nicely into the media, and is hopefully will be a really nice little bonsai one day. Just thought I'd give you a quick catch up on that one. It's not enough to make a video on its own about, but we'll move on and look at some of my other little trees. Here's another little one that I grew from seed. I don't know, again, nice. You can just see where the tree has been chopped in past years. Here, the scar is almost completely healed over at this point, and then it was chopped again here, creating this quite pleasant little shape. I've done nothing else with it apart from that. I think it has been repotted once. It's 4, maybe 5 years old, this tree. So as you can see, with very little effort but a bit of time, sometimes trees will actually begin to produce something just naturally on their own almost. Hesitate to call it a natural bonsai, but it's definitely got potential, do we say. Sometimes they just go a bit strange and a bit scruffy if not given that time and attention. This one has turned itself into more of a shrub, although it's grown much more healthily, and I think it could make quite a nice little shrubby little bonsai. I'm just going to give this one a bit of a trim back because it's a bit all over the place. I know I'll get some burn ends on some of these needles that I'm cutting, but they will disappear with time. So it's just cutting at random almost, just bringing it back into shape, and that's not bad. If you put that in a little pot and told someone it was a bonsai, they'd probably believe you. Let me give you a little 360 and maybe move you in just a little. Let me just remove that piece. There we go. That's not bad. I'm quite happy with that. I'm not going to put it in a pot, primarily because I don't have one. It's not a good time of year really to be doing so, but it needed a trim back as it sat there on the bench, and now was the time to do it really. Then sometimes you'll see a tree like this and you just think, well, that's got something all on its own as it is. It needs a trim. Some of these long shoots, it needs to be more ramified. It's not a classically beautiful bonsai, but it catches my eye and makes me think, I like that. And sometimes that's what you want. What is it they say about I may not know art, but I know what I like? Often seen as a sort of derogatory comment, and that they're a bit thick, but there's a crossing branch here that's coming back over these two, which horticulturally is not great either, so we'll get rid of that. But yeah, those that tell you bonsai has to be long and complex and difficult aren't necessarily telling you the truth. You know, in Japan and China, there are people who work on most magnificent trees, and they've been working on them for tens of years before they go to market. And in China in particular, and Taiwan and places like that, there are little shops and nurseries that spend all day just cutting things to look a bit like this, and then ship them off, cram them into a tiny little bonsai pot with some rubbish soil, and sell them at Christmas to people all over the world. I'd rather do it my way, to be honest. Okay, so here's the last one in the series I'm working on today, and this one features in my sort of introduction montage of trees. Though if memory serves, it's in its state in its autumn colouring, beautiful yellow. I haven't touched it this year really, and just been allowing it to grow out, and it's getting quite shaggy, so it's time to do something about that. Some of these shoots are growing off in the wrong direction, as it were, so I will lose them. Same business as, you know, a broadleaf tree in those terms. And then I'm just shortening back, hoping to promote some ramification, just keeping to my overall canopy shape. Gradually over the years it will refine this canopy. I've had this tree about 6-7 years maybe. You can tell it's substantially thicker than the other trees that are grown from seed, but it was bought as a starter tree. And to be honest, I can't remember where I got it. It was either from a bonsai nursery, or it was possibly somewhere like the Bath and West show, which for those of you not in the UK or not in the southwest, is that big sort of farming come gardening show. I guess the correlation in the States would be something like what I've heard of as a county fair. I don't know, never been to a county fair, but I imagine them to be somewhat similar. We have the Bath and West here in Somerset, and then there's the Devon County show in Devon, and so on. I know they have such things when we go on holiday. We've been to the North Yorkshire show, and they're all much of a muchness, gardening and farming. And they usually have exhibitions from bonsai nurseries around, and opportunities to purchase trees and pots, and that's where I think this one came from. One of the reasons that I started this channel was because I have an appalling memory for what I did when and where I got things from. and part of my thought pattern was to document the trees on YouTube. I've got a permanent record. If I really need to know something, then I can go back and watch a video and see what I did when. So just working my way around, nothing taxing, but very relaxing. I always find it a very relaxing job to do. Come here. The shoot there going in completely the wrong direction. I'll get rid of that. And yeah, there's a shoot sticking up somewhat there that I don't like. One in the branch above that's sticking down. Being deciduous, you know, I may trim this a couple of times over the spring and summer, but I can go back and give it a much more structural prune over winter, when all the needles have dropped and you can actually see the branch structure much better. So yeah, there we go. That's my little collection of larches. I do have other, but there's the big twin trunk fusion project going on, but nothing really to report on that one at the moment. So let's give you a quick 360. A little bit bare here at the rear, but that'll fill in. I might wire that piece in over winter, back in more into this position, but I'll do that when it's dormant and I don't have to contend with all these lovely needles. I think it has a nice movement. Of course, you could take pieces like this that you've pruned away and strip off the lower leaves like so, and you've got a ready-made cutting there. I'm not going to be taking cuttings myself. I think any regular viewers know I probably am running out of bench space, so I have a number of larch. I will be taking cuttings and things throughout the year of trees I have less of, or only one of, but yeah, quick and simple, nice softwood cutting, gritty mix, 50-50, grit and compost. That should root quite quickly. Probably wouldn't even need hormone rooting powder. If you've got it, that's a bonus. But there, yeah, take some cuttings if you wish, build your collection. I will just quickly mention this little unsightly thing is fertilizer. It's in a drawstring disposable refillable tea bag. You can buy nice little plastic urn thingies that you poke into the soil and fill with solid fertilizer, which then the tree gets a dose every time you water, a small weak dose every time you water. This does the same thing without using plastic, and honestly much cheaper. If I had to buy one of those plastic things for every one of my trees, it would cost a small fortune, whereas I've got I think I bought 400 for about £5 plus a few pounds shipping, and then a box of solid fertilizer and a bit of time filling them. Bob's your uncle. Looks ugly, yes it does, does the job, and it means that the trees get some food every time I water, and then I give them a bit of a top up once a week as well. Thank you all for watching in these troubled times. Please look after yourselves. Stay safe.